You can play. You can play. You can play with a 3-finger grip, right? Or here are all the fingers on the stick. But you have to listen. See, as Martinez would say, the character of the attack doesn't change. 3-finger grip, all 3-finger grip, all the fingers, because it's still a 3-finger grip. Remember the article? If you read what we're talking about in Modern Drummer,
Yes.
Talk about the fact that the 4th and 5th really don't have much to do with it, right? So it can get confusing, right? Just because we're letting the 4th and 5th hang out, maybe alongside of the stick or touching the stick, we don't interfere with the essential 3-finger grip. Okay, so to respond to your query, okay. So, which is why really Martinez likes to do this. This is really all it is. This is a technique, really. Carlos, what does Carlos say in the Modern Drummer article, Dick Wilson's Modern Drummer article, where he says, well, there are only what does he say? There's only the wrist turn and the throw and a rebound. 3 things. Yeah. to simplify it even further. Okay. So can you do that? Can you just go like this?
Yeah.
Let's see that. Give me let me see, that would be a left profile, okay, so that I can see the inside of, no, the other way.
Oh, see this? See, you want to see this way?
No, I want you in your right hand, but I want to see the left side of your face. It's called a left profile.
This way. See what I can do.
Right. Now, if you were to, yes, you could do that. But your arm is in the way, so I can't see your hand. I want to see the inner part of your hand. Yeah, you're kind of in the shadow there. It's a shame.
Yeah, it's
There. Go ahead and play.
It's kind of tricky with this corner that I.
It's fine. Play. Yeah, you see. Yours is you're doing something different than what I'm doing. Okay. I'm doing this. Here, I'll show you. Okay. Don't exaggerate any part of this now. That's typical Kevin Crabbism. and Dick Wilson would warn me, Kevin, don't turn this into the technique.
Right.
Don't turn it into the entire technique, because I take a fragment of something. Okay. So what is happening is, see. There's 3-finger, or I can put my other 2 fingers on, but it doesn't interfere. And you can see, you seem to be clutching the stick, perhaps, so that before you play, just hang for a sec, just stay nice and open, and first we'll intellectualize, and then we'll feel. Okay, we'll do it that way. So what I saw you doing was, I didn't see the butt end leave your palm. It didn't appear to be leaving your palm, which is what I suspected. That's why I asked you to turn to the side. And it seemed, don't play for a second. And it seemed it seemed stiff. The motion you were making,
Yeah.
came up, kind of stopped. You're holding it, never leaves. What I'm doing, can you see what's happening? There is some, I'm not opening and closing my hand. By just the nature of the grip, certain things will happen. That means that if you don't really fully understand this particular grip, you won't experience the stick and how it relates to whatever motion you're making. You know, if you're really just holding the stick, see, there's a little play here. Don't you have a little play?
Yeah.
Now look, you seem to want to go up. You seem to want to go up, and then force it down. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I'm just tossing it up. Well, there's as much interest going up as there is coming down.
Now I'm getting more of a feeling that you're describing as I'm doing it now.
It's already better. See, I just want you to toss that thing up. It's as if you're tossing it up to yourself.
Yeah.
Tossing it up to yourself, and then the whole thing collapses. In a sense, you're following the stick. So you will feel it come away from the palm a little bit.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Okay. All right. Okay, don't make it a finger thing. You're just holding the stick, and it'll move in the hand. Okay, let's try it again. Now, if you're turning this high, go ahead and do it again. You see, I don't want to mention this because I don't want you to start doing this. And opening your hand to get it to come away from the palm and then pulling on the way down. That was another one of my bad habits. I got a million of them. Okay? Right? Hopefully the best patient makes the best therapist. So, here we go. See, so not only am I feeling some flexibility in the hand without doing anything. Remember, all we're doing, the whole thing is just a wrist turn. The whole thing is just this, right? Now, the other thing that happens, and again, I'm not doing it, because if you're really allowing your arm to hang by your side, or you get the feeling of what it experience, that relaxation that comes from allowing your hand to, or your arm to hang by your side, and then you bring it up, it's a little different, but we're trying to just let that arm hang. And if you really feel that relaxation, and you start at the floor, right, everything's relaxed, and you turn that high, see there's a little motion? The wrist is motivating just a little bit of motion in the forearm. I'm coming up, look, I'm coming up to here. Huh? I'm coming all the way up to here. Yeah, see? That's what will happen to come up to here. If you hold your arm down, it's only going to come up to here.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You have to let the arm be motivated by the wrist.
Kind of reminds you of that position a little bit.
So that's exaggerated. Mine, what?
Yeah, no, it's exaggerating it, but you're doing a little bit of that.
Here's what I'm feeling. Watch the arm. Look how little it moves.
Yeah.
Like hardly at all.
Yeah.
tiny. If I mentioned it to you, you probably wouldn't have noticed it. Now, if I'm turning this high, see, now there seems to be something else happening. Now it's as if the arm is going down when I turn up. And is countervailing just a tiny bit as I turn towards the surface. By going up, it's different now. No, come up less. There, see? See it dipping down?
Oh, right.
Just don't come up so high. If you're trying to get to this height, other things will happen. Okay.
Yeah. You're saying we're not going up there like what we did a moment ago. You just want me to come up here at this point.
Well, I want you to experience the full range of motion.
Yeah.
Because we're not always going to turn really high, and we're not always going to turn just a little. There's I don't know how many iterations of thousands, probably, like a hummingbird. Like if you partition them, I don't know. How, you know, they try to don't they cut up cells or atoms, right? Is there an end to how small you can cut an atom? Okay. Okay, so we're not making a throw right now.
No, I know.
I'll take this. I want to spend a minute here, meditate on this. Okay, now, so, all right, so that's in your mind. You do that in the left. Again, for me, the left is a little more foreign, but I'm feeling the same things. Okay, see? Arm is reacting. I come up just to here. It's a little different. Now you're going like this.
Yeah.
Not it. It's a smooth thing. Watch. Look, there's an arch. See? Keynes calls this the path of least resistance.
Yeah.
So it's going to go woo and fall. It literally as though you threw a ball up and let it come back down. Follow it down. Try that. Now it's better. See ya. Because it really does feel like this.
Yeah, that's right.
See, Richard Wilson would say, does the stick ask for clearance when it gets to the top? You don't need to ask for clearance. Is it okay to come down now?
Mm-hmm.
It just goes up and falls. Can't stop it at the top.
Right.
Just try using gravity on the way down to help encourage the idea. Throw it up. It's almost, imagine it, just imagine it. I don't want to get too avant-garde here, but just imagine it. Imagine if, if you've ever done any high diving.
No.
And well, or if you've ever jumped off, if you've ever been in Muskoka and jumped off one of those, jumped into the lake from one of those high points. There are certain places around.
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, where you're going to jump off, and so going up, climbing up to the top of that rock is much harder than jumping off. Right, down is easy. Right, you're just going to fall. There's nothing you can do. So all I want you to do is lift it up so that it'll fall, and use gravity. Let it fall. Don't add anything to it. Nice and easy. Toss it up. Lift it up and then let it fall. Don't clutch the stick. Allow it to be free. Just hold. You know the grip. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's better. Better. That's all this technique really is. It's a wrist turn. Notice your arm is by your side. Right by your side. So you are ready to make a throw if you want to, right? Because you're here. And now you can make a throw. Okay, let's take a look. We're working on the single Ratamacue. That's a good place to start, though. What we just talked about, because as you see, you are missing a big chunk of this. Don't clutch the stick, and you don't bring it up and stop, and then bring it down. It's a smooth pulling of the stick kind of thing. Yeah, much better. Much better. See how relaxed that is? You're not doing anything with your hand. You're leaving it alone, and you're using the grip. Okay. Now, single Ratamacue is something we worked on, and we've then moved on to the double Ratamacue. Let's see. Okay, so let's hear the single Ratamacue. What did you get it up to?
I was playing it at the eighth note equals 40, and the eighth note equals. I can play it at the eighth note equals 60, which would be quarter note equals 30.
Okay.
Because I was doing it a bit slower just to refine that upstroke.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's see. You should really be playing this to a dotted quarter. Rapa-ga, rapa-ga.
Yeah, because I was doing okay. I'll play it at 40 first.
Hold on, just one sec. Put it at 52. Started at 52. See what it looks like. Let's play to a dotted quarter. So see what you can do here. Click. So I want.
Okay.
It was in and out. Well, you seem to have difficulty stopping down in the right. And when would it creep up? Maybe right there, and then it would wait here. Now you got to go. Let's see, all the way from up here. But you started with the right at the floor, so it would go right. See, but if you go and now you're here. So see, what were you doing? Yeah, there. Yeah, so it's like let's see. Stay with me. This thing starts with a right track. So, you know, what were you doing? Let's see. That's where you stop. No. There it is. So when you go the other way, you go to start it again. Now you're starting here.
Okay.
That's not going to help. That's not going to help you. See? Go ahead. Just take your time and feel that. Right. Okay. You're doing it right now. It's a little better. It's there it is. It's when you make your left downstroke. And the right stays up. Try it. So it's going to start with left, right? It'll lead into downstroke in the left, and that's when your right is up in the air.
You don't want. That's what you don't want me to do.
Go on. This time, just for fun, stop it up in the air on purpose. Become aware of it. Yeah. Show yourself what you were doing. Nope. No, not that one. Oh, that's split up. You do it again.
That's what I did.
There you go. That's where you're waiting. As it gets going, you go. And it stops here. See how you want to lift it up? Right there. Do it again. Yeah, what is the right hand really doing? The right hand is really doing this. It's going That's all it's doing. It's what we're just doing. Remember all this? Look, watch. Okay, and then I said, and then you can. It's a little different in terms of how the arm reacts, but right. So now all we're doing is two of these, but you're not. You're doing one of these, and then this. Just go ahead and play two singles in the right for me.
Two singles in the right?
Yeah.
So what do you mean, like?
See. Not the speed. Just the right. Just play the right. No left. Just the right. How high are we going to turn? About here. Right here. Do it again. Keep doing Both the same height turn. Not the same height. Come on, they're supposed to sound the same, so you should be turning. The volume in this technique, volume is controlled by how high we turn. You have to decide. Turn a little fast. I don't think you'll be turning quite that. Okay, now go ahead and play the stroke and try to feel that. There you go. Okay. Da, 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 da. Can you hear that? That's it. These are important notes. You can't just throw them away. You can't go. Changes it. We don't want point. We want back. The right up in the air. Yeah, you're stopping down for your throw, which is correct. Really good. But you're not paying attention. Go ahead and slow down to 40. Go ahead and slow down to 40. No, no, no. No, it's a dotted quarter. See that? There you go. Gotta hear tap, 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 tap. Right. Drop it down. We can't speed it up. Okay, go ahead and put your left on your calf. Keep the metronome on. Left on your calf. You could do it that way. Watching your right. You're listening and watching your right. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. So up in the air on the second tap. There you go. That was a good one. Okay. Yeah, so you have to pay attention to that. Okay, now go ahead and put the metronome, just for fun, go put the metronome up to 60. Let's see what it looks like there. What would happen at 60? Ra-ba-da-da, 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 ra-ba-da-da. Not very fast. Down. Up in the air. Your left's doing better yourself.
I caught it.
That's right. We're up. Okay. Okay, so 60 is your top speed. And you're going to have to concentrate because this is to play it and allow the right to wait up in the air is allowing yourself to get away with not playing using this technique.
Exactly.
Okay, because we always want to be down in here, see? No matter what we're doing. We're always moving around this. And if we stop here, now we're moving around something else. Right? Or if we're not trying to make a motion, starting from the wrong place, we are going tap, tap, or tap, boing, right? You know that sound you get, it doesn't sound settled when you play a backbeat and the stick bounces up and it goes boing instead of blat. Okay, so, and now if we turn our wrists, we also want a certain sound. There's a certain quality. Remember I've talked to you about how flat the sticks look? Really? See how everything looks pretty flat? Everything's flat. Okay? Yeah, see everything's flat. Now if we do this, if we turn twice and stop up for the second note, the next thing that's to be played is the beginning of the Ratamacue going the other way, right? And so now you have to start here. Go ahead, try it. Go ahead and play the Ratamacue, but start here, because this is really, once you get played, no, just right here, you're stuck in the air. Now, where would it normally start? That's where it would start. Go ahead and play Ratamacue one way and stop there. Just stop. Right, stop. Okay, that's where it starts. Now this time, start the Ratamacue with your stick up in the air. It's going to be different. You have to decide. I mean, if you decide this is where your floor is, then it better always be your floor, or mayhem ensues. Okay, we don't want that. I suggest parallel 1/2 inch bead to butt end. Okay, all right. So now let's take a look. Take a look at the double rep. Double. There it is. You're down. There you go. Okay. Now let's look at the double Ratamacue and let's see how this is working. And so for the double Ratamacue, where am I going to start on this? We just like play it as like
I was playing it at 40 as 3/4 time like this.
using the metronome. The metronome is a quarter note. Okay.
Stop zooming as Kevin. I was going.
So metronome is a half note.
That's how I was playing it.
Then it's going to go ra pa ta da. So the second click will land with the last left. So that means we're going to put it up to 52.
Okay, that's okay. You want me to play that at 40 to begin with, or?
Let's see where you are. If we have to, we'll slow it back down. No. All the way up. You've got it right all the way up to the first left. And then you're playing some other stroke. Keeps going, doesn't it? Ra, ra, ba, da, da, ra, ra, da, da, da. Doesn't it? Left isn't a half. The left isn't a half note. It's a quarter note. Ra, ra, ba, da, da, ra. Look at the first right. First right drag. That's a quarter note, right?
Yeah.
And the last left, it's a quarter note. So the length of the first right and the last left have to be the same. You're playing the last left as a half note. You're leaving it or putting in a rest. You're turning it into a bar of 4/4. It's not.
Well, it should be a bar of 3/4 then, right?
Right, but you're putting in a rest, or you're playing the last left as a half note. There you go. That's it.
Oh, got it.
Oh, there's your right, stopping up in the air again. Ah! Cool. Quickly, let's just take a moment.
I see. Okay.
You got it. Now let's take a moment to review how we're going to play this. And so I'm making little throws. I'm throwing for this, first right, drag, ra, and then I'm making a little throw for the triplet, which starts with it starts off with another right drag, ra, ra, ba, da, ba, and then I'm throwing for the left, which is my main accent, even though it's not marked that way. That's how we're going to play it. And that means ra, ba, ba. Last left's going to be maybe a dot. And we have to raise for that left. We are going to throw for that left, which means we have an upstroke. That left stroke will be the left that precedes that throw. Throwed for left, the left that is the throw for the loudest note. Okay, so that's how we're playing it. So it's two rights, two gentle throws, right, and then an up in the left, right throw, right, and go the other way, left throw, and then the right will make the up. Try. Okay, just for fun, Joe. Now play it without throwing for the first two drags.
Okay.
I just want to see what happens. Okay. Okay, now play it as a pro. Now play it as a pro. Okay. Okay, now you're stopped. This stroke is promoted. Well, also we're throwing for the first two.
Yeah.
Notes, or the first, the first right and the second right, the two right drags. We're making little throws. Whatever's happening, now you're stopping down.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So all that's happening for the appoggiatura is a little rebound, right? A little rebound in the hand. We're not playing it on the wrist. We're actually just turning once for it, aren't we? And over here, just turning once. Right? That's really our. Okay. So I'm just getting this little rebound. Right? So you're just so we have clarity. Okay. Now there is a fulcrum in the hand. Right? So you're really only just turning once, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Turning once, I'm getting two notes. Turn, turn. There it is. Turn, turn. See? Turn, turn. Yep. And then turn, turn, and oh, turn, turn. That's what's happening. So we're at 52. So let's take it up to, how does it look at like 60? You play it there?
Sorry, Cal.
There you go. Raise any higher? You throw. It'll be perhaps, I don't know, how would you do it? If you hold your right arm to your side, how would, it's hard, I guess you could. Some other things. It becomes like the butcher, Wilson, what are you, the butcher chopping meat? What are you, right?
You're right.
So see, but you're mimicking it. You've got the upper arm glued to your side, essentially. Left might be a little better, actually. And you're really maybe playing from the bicep. thing, and then to mimic it, you do a little bend, so it looks like a throw. But this, it's okay. It's coming along. But what I want is this. See, it just goes like into that hanging position, and the elbow reacts ever so slightly. Yeah, that's better, right? So you got that, and then the turn. There, see. Ra, let's see. Ra, ah. No, don't put your arm. Now you're doing it. Now, you're focused on this. You're focused on this instead of letting it hang. And the arm back. That's okay, better. Yeah, okay. All right, so it's something you're not paying attention to. Let's, what is this? What is this? Were we at 60? What did I have you go up to?
I went to 60, yes.
Okay, so now let's put it to 7. Let's check it out at 72.
72?
Still pretty slow. Should be able to play here. Happening again. Now the right is starting to weight in the air. What are you doing? Now you're doing that. Yeah. It's hard to duplicate it incorrectly.
It's tougher for me to.
Okay. You did. So yeah.
Sorry.
Good. And then you want to do that again. Right? And if we were playing a single Ratamacue, now this would be starting. And it would go, have to start up here. If we're playing a double Ratamacue, what happens? Let's see. Go ahead and play again. What the heck are you doing? I think you're waiting up in the air there.
Try that.
Jackson, what does he? That's what you want to do it. When the left makes an accent, your right's up in the air. You're going It's this one. All that's happening is going see.
Yeah.
Right, so it's It's not. It's, what we want is ra rakata. Try that. Throw, turn. Throw, turn. Throw, turn. There. That's what you're not doing. Now go ahead and play it just one way. Good. No, 2 throws. There it is, 2 throws. There. Throw, turn. Try it again. Throw, turn. Throw, turn. There you go. See, it feels funny, doesn't it? Now go the other way. See if you can do that the other way. Now the other way. Throw, throw, turn. See? Left is better. There. That's what we're looking for. There. You have to work on this because you're tapped out. 72 is really too fast for you.
It's
So
fast.
for 60, we'll be at 60/72. Okay, question mark 72. If you take your time and not just go on thinking, thinking you got it, right? I get it because there's a lot. The mind is swimming, and so to calm down and try to be honest with yourself and recognize what is actually happening is the key.
Exactly. No, I'm aware that when I do play it faster, that there is some funny stuff happening, some extraneous stuff that I need to completely minimize or excise from what I'm doing.
Well, if you're weighting up this high, that means that's like 2.5 inches of movement. Not only that, that's two. Let's just say 2. Let's be generous. 2 inches of movement upward that's unnecessary, and then you have to bring it back down. That's 4 inches of excess movement. 4 inches. Think about that as you're trying to get this thing to actually come along. Right? Turn, throw, throw, turn. And the other way. Throw, throw, turn. Throw, throw, turn. There. You have to take your time and pay attention. Okay, so now what will happen with it? Okay, so we got that up. We got that up to 72. So as I'm just making a mental note. So that's as fast as you can go. Also, really what's happening is, and we talked about it just briefly, so I want you to consider it, but your tendency, especially as it goes faster, is throw, it ends up throw, throw, turn. Throw, 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 turn. Throw, throw, look how it looks. Throw, it's hard to do. Because it's not really a throw. It looks like a throw. Throw, throw, turn. Throw, throw, turn. That feels so uncomfortable. Watch. But it's really throw, throw, turn. Throw, throw, turn. Throw, throw, turn. Throw, throw, turn. It looks different, doesn't it? See? Throw, throw, turn. Not throw, throw.
Yeah.
Pretend throw, another pretend throw, and an actual turn. Because your turn looks good. So there's that little thing that happens. There is this tiny little dangle. I actually have to get both sides of this motion. You have to get this side, and not by holding things tight, and then pushing everything down. Yes. Okay. So now to the triple Ratamacue. Let's take a look at that. Okay. So all we're doing is adding a rough, right? Click, click. How are we going to play this? Metronome could be a quarter note, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Opposed to the double Ratamacue, which was a half note, and the single Ratamacue, which was a dotted quarter. Okay? So we're going to play these. So here, if the metronome, that'll be too fast. So. Put the metronome at 60 and let's see what it looks like. Okay, and before we play this, right, all we're doing is adding one motion, or we're adding one more throw, right? So instead of ra, ra, ga, 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 now we have throw, 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 throw. Throw, 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 throw. We don't have to throw for everything. it that way. It really gives you the feeling of what we've been working on previously at other lessons, which is the rough, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And with the rough, one hand is high and the other hand is low, right? Yeah, your throws. Those. The throws to the left. And really, quite frankly, the throws in your left and right, as they relate to the volume of the last note that is supposed to be the main accent, they sound too similar. They all sound about the same volume, right? See, these are little. Hear it.
That's better.
Okay, but you weren't really making real throws. You got to slow. That was too fast.
That was too fast.
Okay, so let's slow it down to get the motions. But you see, that's the idea. You were listening to yourself. Okay. How to make little throws in your left. If we decide we're going to make throws, then we have to make throws. Little throws in the left. That's the throw. Not there. There. Throw. Okay. Okay. Show me. There you go. There you go. There it is. Got to throw on your left.
Yeah.
Okay, keep it going. So now let's see if we can take this up to put it up to 72 and let's see what it goes. Where were you just now? You were at 60? Oh yeah, that's okay. Put it to 60. That didn't sound like 60. Okay. For the little, for the drag. Oh, there, throw. Now left, throw. Left isn't throwing. Why is it not throwing? But it's still, how does it say no? See, the accent is starting to sound at the same volume as the appoggiatures.
Yeah.
At the roughs. But so watch. You're having especially in your left, but you're having a problem making a little throw. See, throw. See, throw doesn't have to be left. See, it doesn't have to be this. Okay, so that means that you haven't developed that yet. It's only just a gentle throw in your nose. You're throwing. So this thing. Now that we've added one extra throw, it's become more difficult for you to maintain a throw 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And I know that's a challenge for all of us. At a certain speed, does it just become a wrist turn? you know, regular wrist turn? Is it too fast? At a certain point, it is too fast to throw, right? How, you know, how fast can we?
Yeah, really.
The throw will only go so fast. Maybe okay, so what we're learning is that you're having a problem making a gentle throw.
Yes.
Can you just do this for me? There. Can you do that on the left? There. So it's just throw, big throw. Little throw, big throw. No, you're throwing. Don't you see? No, it's not like play a left drag and make a little throw. Right there. There. Little throw to the left. Let's keep going. No, away. Okay, watch. It's not this. A little throw by adding a bunch of force ends up potentially as loud as a big throw. It's not. Yeah, look, I'm making a little throw. How loud it is. No, I want. Do you see the difference? You have to make a little throw. You see, you're now near throwing. But your idea of playing a note quietly is to not make a throw. You don't have to add a lot of force. It's an easy little throw. No, you're not throwing. No, to the left, but I see throw. There, little throw. There, better. Okay. So where were we? We're at 60, which is that's your precipice for things starting to fall apart, right? But you can see that we're just making these little. It's a three-stroke roll, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, and so Joe, just because we don't have to play loud all the time. Good. You have to. See, I can change the volume. I'm not locked in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to have control, right? Just like we have many different iterations of, as we were talking about at the beginning of the lesson, how many degrees of volume do we have? Maybe 1,000. How small a space in between from here to here is there? This is going to be a little louder. This is going to be a little louder. This is going to be louder. This will be louder, 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 louder. Click, 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 click. You know, how many teeth does a really fine Swiss watch have? The more fine they have, right? We're ratcheting up this thing over tiny, tiny teeth. And so that means that we have all the potential of the entire dynamic spectrum available to us, not just with a regular wrist turn, but it's with a throw. A throw can be any volume within the context of the dynamic range, just as a regular wrist turn without a throw encompasses the entire dynamic spectrum. Okay? It's coming along. Got the triple Ratamacue going. Pay attention to those. Pay attention to those what seem like subtleties. but they're a really big deal. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hit this recording. Good job.